Well, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Now, this is not going to be, I say this all the time, I don't recap. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. No, I just got through watching Inventing Anna, and I have a lot to say, and I hope you want to listen, and I hope you want to chime in down below. I really just wanted to discuss the series. It's a 9-part series, I believe, done by Miss Shonda Rhimes. She did an excellent job, in my opinion. I really loved it. I was familiar with this story. And if you don't know, it's streaming now on Netflix. So go check it out if you didn't. It's been high, since it came out. It's been high up, like 2, 3. I think it's still trending. Actually trending behind Medea, which I also watched. But guys, I don't have a lot to say about that. I had a lot to say. I was familiar with the story because I did see this profiled on 2020, but I kind of was watching but not watching, so I know kinds of what happens. But this series drew me in. It had the right amount of drama. It had the right amount of just excellent writing that I just was like so drawn to the story that I kind of already knew, you know? So I just wanted to talk about what I feel like they did well and what was like, it made no sense to me. So in the beginning of every episode, somewhere, somehow, they put their disclaimer in the beginning of every episode. Like, it's based on a true story. It's like, it's mostly true except for the stuff we made up. So as you can imagine, some of this stuff had to be fabricated because I believe a lot of the people did not want to be, a lot of the victims didn't want to be associated with the story. Now, and I say victims with the air quote because, you know, depending on who you tell or who you listen to, some people do not believe that these people are victims, but yeah, they are. Scamming is not okay. Someone making you believe that if you do this, then they'll do that, and then they don't do that, that's not cool. Like, I know we're in a day and age of scamming where scamming is everywhere, but yeah, it's not cool. And a lot of the victims a lot of times don't come forward because they don't want to be seen as dumb or naive, and they don't want to be victim blamed, which one of the main victims, one of the people that helped her get taken down, which was her friend Rachel. Actually, people don't see Rachel as a victim, and in the end, Rachel didn't get justice as far as the justice system because the jury didn't see her as a victim. But before I get into all that, Inventing Anna is the story of Anna Sorokin, I'm probably butchering that, or Anna Delvey as she became to be known. She proclaims to be a German heiress who came to America to start up her foundation and just make it on her own. She wanted to make it on her own. That's what she just kept saying. Even in subsequent interviews, she said like she just want to make it on her own and not off of, you know, what her father or off of the legacy or the strength of her father's name. So she went by Delvey, which she made up. At first, she was still trying to say like she didn't make it up, but she definitely just made it up, you know. And she just made things up as she went along, and people believed her. So on the outside looking at, I know as a viewer, I know a lot of you are like, how who believe this? The hubster came home while I was like on episode 7, and he had no idea what I was watching. It's when they're in Morocco. Had no idea what I was watching, but was kind of listening to what was happening and was like, she is lying. Why are y'all listening to her? If y'all don't get out of it, if you don't stop listening to this chick, she's delusional. Why are y'all, what does she have over them that they're listening to her? Because she's obviously lying. I'm like, if he could pick it up in less than 5 minutes, how did these people fall for this swindle? It's easy, it's simple. They wanted to. They wanted to believe it. A lot of times these type of confidence schemes, they draw you in with the idea that you're going to get a even bigger payoff than whatever you have invested into it, which there's never no. Like a person who's rich, if she was an heiress, she really had as much money as she claims, she wouldn't need you to do anything for her. there would be a trust. The family would be there for her. The family would have put her in some swanky place. That was like the biggest red flag to me, is that she's staying out of hotels. Like, did she just get here yesterday? Why would she be staying out of hotels? Like, she's staying at hotels and I'm a native New Yorker and I wouldn't even be able to tell you where these hotels were. I wouldn't even be able to direct you there. I'd have to Google it. Somehow she just knew all the right places to be, all the right people to be around. What they don't show you in the series is that she was really a socialite. She really got into the swankiest, some of the most elite circles in NYC, and I just that's the part I want to know. How did that happen? Like, who was the plug? How did you just land in Manhattan and you just go into all the best parties, you're around celebrities, you know? I don't care what your Instagram looked like. She really faked it for the gram. That was part of her scheme. She faked it for the gram, made her gram look so convincing that people just fell for it. Like, but how? Like, how do you go to a hotel? I'm like, I'm gonna pay you later. I don't have a credit card right now, but I'll pay you later. But again, these are red flags. Like, you don't have credit, you don't have anything to put in your name. Why aren't you staying in the swankiest parts of town? Why don't you have a loft or a townhouse somewhere like in Soho or Tribeca? Like, that would have been Dumbo. Like that would have been a red flag for me. But I guess when she was swindling people, I guess it was just the who's who, and you know, fame and celebrity is a hell of a drug. I think even more than cocaine. Like, just being around and just who you know and who you rub shoulders with, I guess, is more important than fact. Because I don't think I would have fallen for any of this. But back to the series, what I like, I love Laverne Cox. I loved her character. I think she did an excellent job. Rachel, I like the lady who played Rachel. Rachel came off as like so naive and and sweet and trusting, and then in the end it's like, girl, you were in it for something as well. Neff, I was like, I liked Neff. I detected a little bit of a New Orleans accent. I liked the character, but she was riding way too hard for me, for this girl. Like, she was even starting to put two and together. Like, you start seeing with the characters of putting two and two together, and it's like, Neff, you going too hard for this liar, this girl, that if she's really your friend, at what point did she not put you on? At what point, like, did she stop lying to you? Like, she's lying to you. She's, you know, portraying herself as something that she's not. Even if you want to like her, you like this girl, like, she's still not being truthful with you. So how much of a relationship do you really have? How much of a friend is she? One of the parts that I really enjoyed the reporter who's like, and don't get me to lying about names, because I watched it not with the intent of doing a review or making a video or anything like that. So I never grab names when I'm just watching for something for entertainment. But like, the reporter who initially like broke the story and made the story really as sensational as it is, I really enjoyed that storyline. Come to find out, a lot of that was fictionalized, which I'm so grateful for, because I went into it rooting for her. I never was rooting for Anna. This series didn't make Anna more likable. Anna is a bitch. Anna is not likable. I don't know how she had all these people fawning over her, but she's rude. At one point, she's like, she says to the reporter, like, are you like having a baby, or are you just really fat? Like, she's insulting her clothes and just insulting two people. Like, she said, calls it like a dirty country when she's in Morocco. She just was out of pocket. So how people really like this girl and really was falling on with her, I will never know. But I was rooting for the lawyer. I really wanted I was rooting for the lawyer as well, because it seemed like he needed the win as well. He needed the, you know, notoriety from this case as well. The report I was rooting for, because I wanted her to, like, you know, repair her disgraced career. And you can see how important it was to her that she was even neglecting her own health, like, you know, just not focusing on her pregnancy, because she just wanted to just get this story. She was onto something. She knew there was a story there, and I just rooted for her. I love Scriberia. I love those older reporters who were kind of like, as they say, put out to pasture. They're all in this area. I love that they they worked together and they proved that they still had some fire in them. Like, don't think because we old, we don't know what we doing. They did some investigating journalism, and they helped her with the story, and they helped her fill in with the plots, and just encouraged her just to keep going. I really enjoyed that. Like, I never was rooting for Anna. And this whole time, like, no, I actually was rooting for the lady, even though she was pissing me off, neglecting her health and neglecting her marriage, because she got a ride or die man, and that man was there for her, and she just was so focused on this getting this story that, like, she was just overlooking her relationship, and I did not like that. One thing I really did like was in the episode where they were on the yacht, and the gentleman said something to Anna in Russian, and she was pretending like she didn't know Russian. Like, what is he talking about? He's like, oh, I detected a little bit of a Russian accent. I loved it, because Anna is pretending to be German, and that's what made me think, regardless of what's going on right now, it's like, what's wrong with being Russian, that she can't even, you don't want to talk about your roots, or even to say, well, my mom is Russian, but my dad is German. Like, for me, it was just really weird that it was like, why wouldn't you acknowledge it? But I love that, like, there was people who kind of smelled her throughout it. The banker, he pissed me off. How he just fell for her charm, and he was really trying to help her. This girl is trying to get a building, a big ass historical building on Park Avenue, and they really trying to help her, even as she's not producing money, or she's not producing these people that's supposed to be validating her story. She's pretending to be these people. Like, I've said it once, twice, I've said it before, a lot of these criminals are genius, and if they would have put their know-how, that hustle behind something legitimate, they could be the Bill Gates, they could be the Elon Musk of today. Like, if they just would have went for something that's legitimate. Like, Anna, like, she just probably needed to scale it back just a little bit. Like, her dream was too big. I don't see where her dream would have worked. Had she secured the funds, had she secured the building, it's going to be an elite club where you could come and have art and the best spas and the best, who was really, how was that going to really be a long-term business? What are you really selling? Are you selling these people exclusivity? Yeah, you're going to be just like a lot of these clubs and a lot of these places where you're hot for the moment, but like, that wouldn't have been a long-term, like, legitimate investment. But this was her dream. She wanted to do the ADF, the Anna Delvey Foundation, and yeah, I don't see how she was even able to sell it. A lot of people told her no. Like, yeah, as you will see if you watch interviews, people said no, or they was like, no thank you. They showed it kind of in the movie, like, where they were saying like, no thanks, so come circle around when you have other investors. But how that was gonna work, I don't know. Why I needed to see the banker giving his wife the good old, I don't know. That did nothing for the story for me. They could have kept that. They could have kept that. Let me know if that was like intriguing or funny or nice to you, because I didn't. Last but not least, I want to talk about the boyfriend. So she has in this movie, now this is another one of the parts they were talking about where may or may not be true, but she supposedly has this boyfriend, and he's kind of like a con artist too. Like, he's a little bit sketch too. He's kind of fabricating his background too. Like, he's not as connected as he's proclaiming to be, but it seems like he has a little bit of money. Like, that's the thing, he has more money than Anna. So he has this idea, he wants to start a tech company, and he's selling it, he's going around, and she's trying to help him out. And at one point we get another part in the boat where he's trying to like sell it to these guys, these really rich wealthy guys, and they kind of dismiss him, and like she jumps in and she like sells it, and she's like really rude and abrasive to the point where like her friend who invited her is like, Anna, enough. But like the guy's like, let her talk, and he's impressed with her, and he even offers her a job on the spot, which is like, you could have parlayed any of these connections into an actual job. What is wrong with you? Could have had money, well-paying jobs, or you had money where you could have invested in yourself and really just became just something more than just a scheming con artist, now a felon. Like, girl, like, I was like so mad. I'm yelling at her like, girl, why are you doing this? Like, what is wrong with you? But the boyfriend, like, they actually made like a good team. Like, if this is true, like if she really had someone like that, like if she was smart, she would have parlayed that, like, especially the part where the boyfriend's kind of figuring out that, like, she's lying, she can't be who she proclaims to be, and he tells Val, like, go look at her passport. And I like Val. I'm like, what happened to Val? Val kind of just was in the beginning, and then he disappears. We never find out really what happened with Val. Val just kind of just, this way. I really would have wanted more Val development, or what happened to Val, like where is he now, kind of thing. But Val just kind of disappears, and he looks at the passport. He tells the guy sells him out though, believes whatever bull, and stays with her. So what was that all about? I don't know. Because he just didn't want to come across as the bad guy. But I wish Anna in that moment would have told him the truth and just said, like, okay, this is what it is. They could have been con artists together. Like, they could have been a power couple. And then, as a matter of fact, they could have, again, went legitimate. He had a really good idea, but he didn't have any follow through. I feel like if the two of them had worked together, like, or put their egos or their own self aside and focus on a common goal, whether they say, okay, let's do your tech company first, and then we'll do my foundation second, because once we get your tech company off the ground and it's bringing in money, then we could use that and wrote up a contract. Come on, then we focus on getting my thing off the ground and making my thing successful. I really feel like that would have been cool, but Anna just doesn't know when to stop playing the game. Even up to court, like, she in court, in jail, she can't get off the con. Like, the con, she never drops character. She's still proclaiming to be Anna Delvey. Like, she just never just gives up. Like, even when it's too much, like, even on outside looking in, the Morocco situation, you're in another country, you're at this expensive hotel, and your cards are not going through, and they're demanding payment, and at no point do you say, you know what, I can't pay, let's go. And Rachel, she did what she was. I'm not mad at Rachel. Like, I do feel some sympathy towards Rachel because she did what she was supposed to do. Who wants to go to foreign jail? Like, who wants to? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know everything there is to know about Morocco. I just know some Middle Eastern countries, if you steal, they will chop your damn hand off. Who wants that? They confiscate your items. You have your passport. You can't get out the country. Like, nah, I wouldn't have wanted to be in that situation. I would have did whatever to get out the situation as well. So she did the right thing, but where she messed up, where she went wrong, is that when she landed back in the United States, the first thing she should have done is secured her a lawyer, tell the lawyer what happened, and say, where do I go from here? And then the second thing was then go tell her boss or the higher ups, whoever was in charge of finance, let them know what happened, and like, hey, this is what happened, this was my situation. They even had footage of it. Like, he had footage. Just have the guys show the footage. Like, look what happened to me. Like, I was scared. I thought they were going to lock me up or take my passport, so I did what I had to do. I'm willing to pay restitution. Just let me know what it is. I think she should have owned up to it, but I definitely think she did the right thing in the moment, which was getting the hell out of Dodge. But yeah, the fact that Anna, like, this is not your friend. I'm glad that she woke up that this is not your friend, because the fact that she even put her in that situation is just, like, it sucks. Like, it sucks. Like, someone will put you in this position. Like, people are saying that Anna is not a thief. She is a thief. You theft the services, you can't, like, you're using your con persuasiveness to get people to do things, to spend money that they wouldn't normally spend. And in some situations, some of these people didn't have the money. Like, Rachel didn't have, when she wasn't rich. Like, you're not just conning some rich person socialite somewhere. You're conning people that's supposed to be your friend. Like, even Neff, like, she works as a concierge, getting her to pay for some expensive dinner. Like, you went to dinner knowing that you didn't have this money. Like, that made no sense to me. Like, staying in hotels that you really can't afford. Like, at what point did she not go check into the Hojo? There's no Holiday Inn around in downtown. Like, there's no way she could have stayed in some type of motel versus staying in hotels that cost thousands of dollars a night. It's just like, Anna, when are you going to drop the facade? But anywho, those are my thoughts, because I probably could still be sitting here ranting with y'all. I'm going to reel it in, guys. Let me know what you thought of Vincent Anna. Did you like it? Did you watch it? If you didn't, go watch it. For me, I feel like especially if you like crime and mystery and things like that, like those type of things, you will enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed it. It was long. You can binge watch a day, like, do I must do sit there and watch it, and I feel like you'll be entertained. Let me know your thoughts on my thoughts down below. If I don't catch you, you will catch me in the next one. Later, guys.